ArtCo Drone Solutions Halloween Special! Tell us about your scariest stories, your scariest drone crashes.
Welcome everybody to ArtCo Drone Solutions. Yeah, we got a great show today. Let me take that echo down and let's get this show going. All right, Jody Drone Shots, welcome to the show, and Tom Ten Toes, welcome to the show. Hey, this show is special not only because it's Halloween, but this show is monetized, and if you notice below the chat window, you'll notice, hey, you can make a super sticker. You can even leave a super chat if you want. Yes. So those super stickers and super chats would be greatly welcome because then I could use that money to make this a better show, bring you some great content, and upgrade my stuff here. Like my PC, it's a dog, but it works. But it'd be nice if I could upgrade this to an AMD Ryzen 5, and that's the goal is to upgrade the motherboard, the video, the everything. So let's get this show going and let's welcome our first panelist all the way from South Georgia. It's Mike, GF Drones and Tech. Hey,
What's
Mike.
up, bud? How you doing, man?
Hey, cool background. I like your background.
Thank you. I
Cool.
figured I'd go a little Halloween for your Halloween spectacular.
Yep. How's the weather down there in South Georgia?
Actually, a little chilly today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
What
it was
is
52 this morning.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, we were in the upper 50s, low 60s here today. Uh, I don't know. You saw my video, my sunrise video. Went out and took the Mavic Air 2. Got a great video this morning.
I was gonna say fix our
And
boxes so we can see more of your background.
oh yeah, let's do that. Yeah, there
There we
we
go. Now we
go.
can see yours.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah. And I also flew the Buds 20 EIS.
How'd that
It
go?
does not handle wind at all. Oh boy.
That sucks.
Yep. And
So,
also, it took me forever to figure out how to get to fly. Here I am. I got the compass calibrated, did the compass dance, and try and hit the H button, which makes the drone go up, or the propellers to start spinning, and
huh.
nothing happens. It says something like you need to be in idle mode or something. So I'm looking around. I'm reading the directions, and so I started pressing the lock button, and
Hmm.
the prop started to spin. I go, oh, cool. But it's a
Nice.
pain in the butt to try to land because it just does not want to land. It just, you get down to about a foot off the ground, and it likes to move around, and I'm like, oh, come on, land.
I hate that.
Yep. So that's what's going on. Oh, cool. Cleve Tidwell, thank you very, very much. Oh, so he was flying some gas lines. Cool, cool. Walsh Farms, welcome to the show.
Hey, did you see Tony's new video?
No, I didn't.
He had one of our coworkers do the ghost pepper challenge.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, this boy ate two of them.
He has what?
Huh?
Yeah, you cut out there. You said something.
He ate two ghost peppers.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, that was Tony's new video.
Ooh.
It was one of our coworkers. He had do the eating them, and man,
Oh, boy, he's going to be burning from both ends.
that's what
Yeah.
I said. Told
Yeah.
Tony you may want to check on him tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I want to say hello to Rick Halbert. I want to let everybody know, hey, there's a new feature on this channel now on the live stream. If you look right below the chat section, you'll notice there's a button where you can leave a super sticker or a super chat. Yes, my channel is monetized. Welcome, John F. and John Olson. Welcome to the show. Yeah, so finally got monetized when I did the sunrise shot. I did the premiere and I got my first super chat.
Awesome, man! Congratulations.
Yeah. Yeah, it was from Margie.
Okay,
Yeah, so I think it's 30 Taiwan dollars, I believe.
nice,
So, hmm so cool.
very cool.
hmm So, I think tomorrow morning I'll go take the Buds 20 out again and give it another shot, and hopefully it'll fly better.
What's up, Ray Kelly?
Hey, Ray Kelly, welcome to the show.
Um, you flown your Evo 2 yet lately?
I don't
Or
have the
Evo?
Evo 2. I have Evo 1.
Evo 1, my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've flown that a few times. Yeah. I
Yeah,
call it the flying brick.
I'm trying to decide whether I want uh Mavic 2 Pro or an Inspire next.
Well, the Mavic 2 Pro is portable and it's got a pretty darn good camera. The
Well, see,
Inspire, you could put a camera on it. I mean,
yeah,
there's more options there. But I don't know.
yeah,
It all depends on how serious you really want to get into drone camera photography. Drone
and see,
cameras.
that's one of my big things. But I was also talking to one of my friends that does stuff for TV,
Right?
and for the show he's flying for, they actually used Mavic Pro 2 for one of the shots.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he said he was amazed on how steady and how great of a picture it had.
Yep.
So, I mean, if it's good enough to be used for a TV show, I
Yeah, I
might
mean,
just go with that.
and it's a lot cheaper than the Inspire. The Inspire is so big, and
Actually,
sometimes you need
I
two
know
people
someone I
to
can
fly.
get it for about the same price.
Yeah, good luck on that.
So,
Because they
yeah,
are not cheap.
I have a couple people I know trying to sell them. So,
Oh,
I might be able to get one for the same price.
ooh, if you could do that, then go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of torn,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but
Well, Ken Heron has one. Some guy donated his
Yeah, I saw
Inspire.
that. I
Yeah.
saw that. I was talking to James the other night, Above
Right.
and Beyond, or Jim, Above and Beyond Drones,
Yep.
and
Hmm.
we were talking about the Inspire 2 pros and cons. So I don't know. I'm still kind of torn.
Yeah. Well, and he's got a Matrice.
Yeah.
Those are pretty pricey too.
Now, one of my buddies has a Matri has an M600.
Oh, okay.
It's the same guy that flies professional.
Right.
So he's got what you know what a red camera is.
So.
It's a very expensive camera with a solid state drive, hard drive. It's about a $4,000 camera
Oh,
they
okay.
use for
Yeah.
shooting movies. And I'm just trust me, that would be my dream rig right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't have 10, 15 grand to drop into a drone.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the Inspire has that SSD drive for it.
Um, I think it might too for one of the
Yeah.
cameras. Yeah. What's up, Ron?
Hey, Ron. I sent you a link. Check your email. If not, I'll put it in the chat.
So where's the other regular suspects?
Yeah, I'm waiting for Mitch unless his power went out.
I know James is expecting another typhoon.
Yes, that's right. And it turns out it's going to hit either Sunday night or Monday morning.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. Now he
Yep.
said the track may have shifted up, so they may get a little lucky and only catch the outside of
Yeah,
it.
that's right.
But
That's right.
still, it's a daggone signal 4 or category 4.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So that's still
That
a really strong storm. And they don't have a generator this time.
Yeah, and that's true. That's true. Oh, that sucks. His janitor, his generator went out on him.
Yeah, he it blew a piston or something.
Yep.
So there ain't no saving that.
Yep.
But
Yep. That's right.
tropical islands are beautiful, but man, when a friggin' hurricane hits or typhoon, it's rough.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I decided to try something new for your show with my background. I'm running through OBS Studio
Oh, cool.
using a virtual camera that I can drop the background in, and then I run that to StreamYards.
Oh, cool.
So it's running
Yeah, it
from
looks
my
great.
camera to OBS to StreamYards.
Oh, wow.
A little
Yeah, and that
complicated,
is a
but it
cool
works.
background. Yeah.
I figure it's Halloween. You're doing a Halloween special. Might as well get
Hmm.
spooky with it.
Yeah, I got my Halloween shirt with the dragons and the makeup on. I
I
thought
see
I'd
that. I didn't go
change
all
it
out
up.
like you did, though.
Yeah, the makeup was $1.
Hey, if I'd have
Yep.
dug hard enough, I probably could have found some of the old military makeup if it's not dried out.
Yeah, that's right.
I got the
Hmm.
stick somewhere.
Yep. All right.
Did y'all get any more
There you
snow
go,
art?
Ron. I sent you a link if you want to pop in and be part of the show.
Did you ever get any more snow art, or did y'all?
Yeah, we got snow last week and that was it. And it got really, really flipping cold. Haven't heard much about the fires, so evidently it slowed them way down to where the firefighters are finally getting a
Handle on
break
things?
around it, get contained.
Awesome. Because I know y'all were having some time with them fires.
Oh yeah, yeah. We had one fire that it was what about 70, 80,000 acres, and then
Good
in one
Lord.
day it blew up to over 150,000 acres. It's
Goodness.
just,
Has it
yeah.
been really dry up until then?
Yes, it has. Yeah, we've
That
been in
isn't
a
helping
drought.
things.
Yep. I want to say hello to Margie. Welcome back to the show. So I got, let's see, a couple weeks ago, I got this PNY 128 gig SD card. That's a U3. That's a really high speed, really nice one. And then I also got two of these flash drives, so I've got OSs on. One of them has Ventoya. Or
What
Ventoy.
size did you get?
These are 32 apiece.
Are those the Walmart ones? I think I got the same one.
These are PNY.
Yeah, I think. Oh, these are ScanDisk.
Yeah. PNYs are pretty good.
How much they run
Uh,
you?
one has Ventoy that has all the different windows and different Linux on it. And then
Okay.
I have another one that has Tails Linux. So if I ever want to get on a computer and be you in uh, where nobody knows
Anonymous
you're on
or
anonymous,
incognito?
incognito, yeah.
There you go.
And so you just plug this in and boom, you could do searches and nobody could see who you are and all that. Hey Steve,
Okay.
well, you don't need to put the tip jar up anymore because now that I've got uh, super stickers and super chats. Yeah, cool.
I thought you got monetized the other day.
Yeah, I got monetized early this week.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Gotcha.
let's see, what was it? Last Sunday, I
After our
was,
stream?
yeah, I went and
Okay.
checked my watch hours and I saw that I was over 4K and I went and clicked on all the buttons and then the next day it says, congratulations, you are now uh, monetized.
Awesome.
Cool.
Hey, so you remember I broke 100 during your stream last week?
Yeah, that's right. That's
We
right.
already,
Congratulations.
thank you. We already hit 123.
Oh, awesome.
So
Awesome.
picked up another 23 subscribers this week.
Yep. Keep plugging away and in no time you'll have 1,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Keep
hoping
putting
for.
out. And what it is, it's content. Content.
Yeah.
Doing the live streams helps to build up your
Also putting in, like
watch
I've
hours.
noticed,
So when you hit the 1,000 subscribers, you already have the watch hours.
yeah,
Uh,
and I noticed another thing too. A lot of people don't tag their videos correctly either, or their
yeah,
channel. You know, I
yeah,
started adding new tags into my channel,
right.
adding more tags to my channel, and the more I add to it, the faster I'm showing up in search results.
Yep, yep.
So
Same here. I learned out about that a while ago, and when I tag all my videos. Now, on the live streams, I probably should go back and do the older live streams, start tagging those, and maybe those will get some more hits. I don't know.
you know, I never even thought about tagging the live streams.
Yeah,
Good
I've
idea
done
though.
a few. Not. Tento says I could get co-chatted. Hopefully, Philip will pop in here and say hello. He is subscribed to this channel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we're up to 15. Boy, we're kind of lagging behind. Where is Mitch? Uh,
I don't know. He's usually in here by now.
yeah.
I don't know where the rest of the crew is.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, since it's Halloween, I'll share with you guys my spooky experience today.
Okay.
So I'm at work and I'm walking through the outside building, which is one of our annex buildings, and it's usually where we have like our conference centers and stuff like that in there. So I'm walking through there, and as I do, didn't notice this balloon up on the ceiling, a helium balloon.
Right.
It drops down next to me, goes a little ways in front of me, and then pops back up to the ceiling. The heat and the air conditioning system wasn't on,
Yeah.
so it wasn't blowing or nothing. So I whip out my camera on my phone and start recording, right? Never had a problem with my phone before. The video starts glitching. Right? And I'm
Wow.
sitting here like, what the heck is going on? I'll have to send you the video later. It was just creepy, man. And
Were
then,
you were you near the nuclear part of the hospital?
no,
No.
mm-mm. I was in a separate area. There was no lights on, no fluorescent lights, no nothing. My radio wasn't on, or
Wow.
nobody was transmitting on the radio at work. So I don't know what caused the glitch. It was just weird. Yeah, Clove Tadwell, I am right on the edge of the Okefenokee.
Oh, cool. Yeah, my scariest drone crash was a couple of years ago with my Phantom 3 Standard. And I was flying at one of my favorite fishing spots on the Big Dry Creek. And I was going along the creek because in some parts of the creek there's a real high bank and you got holes where the swallows make nests in. And I'm flying along and I went around the other bend and I hit a tree and it crashed. And I've got a camera on me and I'm like going, oh crap. I mean, I didn't go ballistic or start screaming like a little girl, but it just like it was one of those oh crap moments.
Oh, yeah. Trust
And
me,
I
anytime a drone starts to go down, that's definitely an oh crap moment.
well, and the thing about it is I got the location of where it crashed and but the thing I didn't do is I didn't let it cache the video to my phone. I think it's because my phone got
Full.
yeah, it got full. And so it would have been nice if I would have had the video to it. But I saw the in DJI you could go in and retrace the flight, and it didn't land in the water. It crashed on the bank, but I think it landed in some willow brush to where it just kind of disappeared. We
Mm-hmm.
looked and looked, we couldn't find it.
Huh.
So it may still be there.
That's wild.
Yeah. Unless some kid found it and just threw it away or something. I don't.
You never know. People do find stuff in the woods like that. I
Yep.
wonder how many drones people have found after they've had flyaways or whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like some of the cheaper drones that don't have that return to home option.
Yep. That's
And when
right.
it flies away, it's just gone. I saw what's his name? TDR drones. He posted an update about the one he lost, but I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
Right.
Have you seen his?
Hold on a sec. Okay, say that again.
TDR Drones posted an update about the one he lost the other day, but I didn't get to
Oh,
watch it yet.
yeah, that's the parrot and Nafi that went into the Ohio River.
Yeah, did you see his update or did you get to watch that
No,
one?
I haven't. I haven't even seen the original video, but oh man, from what I understand, it just had a battery problem, and then it just, you
See,
know,
it was kind of weird because it said he had a battery signal error, and then it looked
mm-hmm,
like he lost Wi-Fi too, and then it went straight into land mode, and there was nothing he could do.
yeah,
Yeah, I
mm-hmm,
watched the original one, but I didn't. You posted an update. I didn't get a chance to watch it yet.
yeah. I'll have to go check it out later. Oh, hey, look, speaking of the devil, let's welcome from Melbourne, Florida, Mitch, old guy, and a drone. Hey, Mitch, welcome to the show. Happy Halloween.
That's as close to a costume as you're going to get from me right there.
How's the
It's
weather down there in Florida?
windy.
Windy? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to decide if you look like a raccoon or a pirate or what is
He looks like one of the members of the Kiss band.
well,
Yeah.
yeah. I think he's got that raccoon thing going on there. Rocky raccoon.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So-
I'm a little late tonight, Art. I was out trick or treating.
Okay.
I finally got somebody to give me a cigar, so I called it a night.
Okay.
I was gonna say if you found a place handing out tacos and margaritas, let me know because I'm down.
Oh man, no, actually, I kind of lost track of time, to tell you the truth.
Oh.
And then I heard my phone go off, and I saw that you had. Did you send me a second link? You send me a link a second time?
I think I did.
Yeah, because I tried to go in on that link, and it took me to last week's show.
Oh,
So you said
yeah, nice.
sent the wrong link. Anyway, so I finally found the right email, and here I am. So how's everybody?
Oh, okay.
How's
Well,
everybody?
Doing good.
Good. Let me take a look at the chat here.
Did it get cold down there, Mitch?
No, it cooled off a little bit. It's still warm.
It was in the 50s this morning here.
Well, yeah, but there's a big difference between Georgia, southern Georgia, and central Florida about this time of year.
True.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got.
We're supposed to drop down to 39 Monday night.
Yeah, well, that won't happen to us for a while. We got into the. It was about 71 this morning when I woke up here. Got up to about 85 today. So it's still warm, but it's been breezy. It's been breezy. I thought it was going to be a little less breezy, and I would get some flying in, but somehow didn't make it today. So I'm hoping tomorrow morning to get out there anyway. I haven't flown in a while. It's been very breezy.
Yeah, that's the problem with Florida and Georgia, especially living near the coast.
Yeah, and that's the problem. We get if the wind's coming from the water, we'll get clouds and breeze. Where you go 10 miles inland, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Well, hi to everybody in the chat. Ray Kelly, Jody, Rick Halber. Hey, Rick, how you doing? Ten Toes is here, I see. John Olson, John F. Margie, how you doing, Margie? I think it's Margie, isn't it? Not Margie.
Yeah, Margie or Margie.
Somebody named Cleve. Some fool named GFO Drone and Tech Guy. Oh, that's you, isn't it, Mike? Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's me.
Walsh Farms. Anyway, there you go. That's your
Walsh.
job on. That's your job on my show, Art. So I may as well do my job on your show.
Tony Walsh said, "Hush my mouth. We don't need the cold. They're still trying to get peanuts harvested."
Well, No fancy green screen for me tonight, Art.
Okay.
I just saw that pretty face of yours, and I couldn't resist coming in to make fun of you.
Well, I did some flying today. I took
Oh, good.
the Mavic Air 2 out this morning. Got a nice sunrise video, and then later on, I took the Buds 20 out, and boy, it's a pain in the butt to figure out how to get the takeoff.
How so?
Well, in the directions, it doesn't tell you how to get the takeoff. Because it's very similar to the Mavic Air, to where you use your cell phone. It's a Wi-Fi drone,
Yeah.
but the layout is very similar to DJI layout. And it's got the H button to where you could just press on that and you could take off. Well, it says something like you need to be in idle mode or something like that. I'm like, oh, what? And I'm pressing everything on there. And I'm like, I got the directions out. What the heck is? So there's a lock button on the controller, and I started pressing that, and all of a sudden, the propeller started to go. So I finally got to take off, and then that's when the wind started to pick up, and that thing was just all over the place.
Yeah, you get spoiled by the Mavics, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
camera's not too bad. But for 4K, it's kind of crappy for 4K, but very comparable to like a 1080p. You know,
Yeah.
not too bad. Yeah.
And that's the thing that gets me about some of them the cheaper drones. They'll say 4K on there, but that 4K isn't a real true 4K.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, to get 4K, you need an 8 megabyte sensor, which isn't a huge sensor these days
Right.
No.
when you think about it, because most of the sensors on these things are 12 megabyte sensors. Megabyte. Um, so they got the sensor in it. It's the quality of the sensor. It's quality of the lens, the aperture of the lens. They're not going to put an f1.6 lens on a $3 camera. It's going to, it's, so no, whether it's 4K or 1080, you're not. I don't think you're going to get the quality of the image from that.
Right.
But for what it costs, I'm sure, what do you expect? What do you expect?
Well,
This new little Mavic Mini sounds
the
like
Mini 2?
the Mini 2 sounds like it's going to be
Right.
pretty neat little deal with some pretty good quality. The only downside is that those things they're just not going to be real good in the wind.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just too light, too small.
Yeah.
Yet the
I want to say
military.
hello to Baduga FPV and Robert Glazer and Arizona Drone Dude. Welcome
guys.
to the show. Welcome.
Yeah. The military has teeny little things
Yeah.
that they fly, and they fly. For some reason, they get away with. I don't imagine the wind bothers them too much, so
Hmm.
should be
Yeah.
able to. It should
I
be
think
able
they
to.
have more powerful motors on there than some of these little ones. It's the only thing I could think of.
What was the movie? Oh, the Fifth Element. Remember the Fifth Element?
Yeah.
Mhm.
They had the cockroach, spy cockroach with the
Yep.
little antennas coming out the top.
Yeah,
Yep.
We're almost to that now.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean, they do have nanotechnology now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you know those little miniature or military drones, they have what's called
A force multiplier.
What was I'm trying to think of the name of the movie. Um, they had many drones in there that would fly toward people and shoot off a shape charge and explode, and they were using it for like assassinations in the movie.
That doesn't ring a bell.
I
Yeah, I
can't think of the name
remember
of the
seeing
movie.
something like that. Yes, Bob, I'm ready to hand out one M&M at a time to the trick-or-treaters.
I wonder how many, with all these lockdowns and everything,
Yep.
how the candy industry is going to suffer this year. How many billions of dollars worth of candy they're not going to sell because
Yeah,
I
it's
can't.
going to be interesting to see. Uh, a big discounts tomorrow. That's what I'm waiting
Well,
for.
yeah, there's always discounts. Yeah, but the
I went
problem is
into I went into Walmart earlier today, and the Halloween section was wiped out.
really,
It
Wow.
was wiped out. Like costumes were wiped out,
wow.
candy. There was slim pickings. There was like nothing left.
Well, that's good to
Mm.
hear. It's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice to know. Yeah.
What's up,
And
Bob
we got
Casey?
Bob Casey. Jim's droning. Welcome to the show.
Bob Casey. Hi, Bob. How you doing?
So, Mitch, tell us about your scariest story.
Wow, my scariest story.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be drone related, or it can be drone related.
I mean, I'll tell you the story, but
Okay.
it's not a 30-second story. If you really want to hear it,
Hey, we got two
you
hours.
got 2 hours to kill.
Well,
Okay.
hour and a half.
All right. And I may have told this story once to the crowd on some stream or on my show or something. But when I used to have my own airplanes, I used to fly out to the Bahamas a lot. And one place that we used to go was Cat Island.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
don't know if any of you know where Cat Island is. It's south of Eleuthera.
Yep.
And there isn't much on the island. There's one airport called New Bight Airport. And the briefing you get before you go into New Bight is where on the runway the big potholes are. So you know that when you're on the first third of the runway, you stay to the right. It's that kind of a place. And they have a beach there called Fernandez Bay. And it's a huge horseshoe shaped beach on the west side of the island. And it's got houses right on the beach, right on the water, spaced out at least a tenth of a mile apart. And a lot of these houses are rented by the week. People own them, rent them by the week. And if you ever want a week of real seclusion, just to get away from it all, have a beautiful beach, private beach with just nobody on it except somebody a block down the road who happened to be renting the house next door, a couple of restaurants. That's the place to go. So we used to get another couple, and my wife and I, we'd load the plane up with scuba gear and all that kind of stuff, and we'd fly out to Cat Island for the week. Well, Cat Island, turns out, happens to be one of the biggest drug depot transfer points in the Bahamas chain for people that are smuggling drugs. And there, of course, I didn't know this until I got there the first time, but there's a place on the island called the Goat Farm. And you stay away from the goat farm because that's where all the drug runners are. And I should have had a clue by all the empty 55-gallon drums scattering all the woods around the airport, but that is where they bring the fuel in to fuel up the drug running planes. So we, along with the rental house, we also got a car. It was an orange Volkswagen Thing. If you remember those Volkswagen
Yep.
things. And this one was like half rust, half orange of paint. Okay.
Yeah.
And the best scuba diving on the island was on the way on the south tip of the island. So one day we load ourselves in the car, and we drive down to the south end of the island, and we have to go right past and almost through the goat farm. Well, we went diving and we got home. That night, we're all asleep. At midnight, I hear pounding on the front door of our cottage. Go to the door. There's a whole crowd of big, drug running looking Bahamian guys wanting to know if we were the ones that stole the drugs from the goat farm. You following me?
Yeah.
That day, somebody had stolen drugs from this goat farm, and somebody else told them that they saw this orange Volkswagen Thing down in that neighborhood. They immediately thought we were the ones that stole the drugs. I thought when they came to the door, this mob came to the door, that our lives were absolutely over at that point. We managed,
I bet.
it took us about an hour, and it took us getting some of the locals that we had met while we were there involved to convince these, quote, businessmen that we were not the ones that stole the drugs. That was the scariest moment of my life, Art.
Oh,
and
boy.
also the last time I ever went to Cat Island. So there you go. There's your story.
Yeah, I don't blame you on that one. Yeah, that would be pretty daggone scary.
I thought we were done. I thought it was all over.
Oh, man.
We left the next day. Got an airplane. Adios, Cat Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
And we were I was looking over my shoulder the whole way out too.
Yeah, I'm getting
Top that one.
messages from...
Top that one, Art. Top that story.
Oh, my...
All right, I'm out of lighter fluid.
I think one of the scariest things that has ever happened to me. It was about 2:00 in the morning, standing post at a guard shack for a gate entrance on a military base.
Keep talking. I'll be right back. I'm listening.
And it's pitch black outside, 2:00 in the morning, it's pouring rain. And I see this lady walking down the middle of the road toward me, wearing a blue sundress. So I radio in, let them know I have foot traffic coming toward the gate, which is really weird for this military base because to get to the gate where I'm at, there's about 4 miles each direction, 10-foot tall fence, 3 foot of razor wire on both sides of the road. So you have to have like broken down somewhere close, because otherwise there is nothing else on this road. This road goes right through the military base.
Right.
So watching this lady walk up, and they tell me to lock my radio on, so they can hear the interaction between me and this lady. And they start dispatching a response team to me, one of the mobile patrols.
Right.
So she starts walking up the shack. I put my rifle on, step outside. Ma'am, can I help you? Well, I'm looking at her, and I'm realizing it's pouring rain, and she's not soaking wet. And I'm just staring, and I'm like, well, can I help you? And the lady asks if I have a phone. And I'm like, well, the only phone we have is if you pick up the phone, it automatically rings back at our dispatch. There's no outside lines. So,
Right.
no, I don't have a phone. This was early 2000s. There isn't, everyone didn't have cell phones back then.
Right.
So she says, okay. And she turns around and starts walking away. And I'm like, what's wrong? Can I help you? Can I get my control center to call someone, or you're broke down? She keeps walking. So my patrol team pulls up to the back of the shack, turn to look at them guys, and we turn to look back, and she's gone. Like, we don't know what happened to her. So
Wow.
my patrol team drives through the gate, drives up the road, back down the road, nobody can find her. So they let local police department and state police, which there was a state police to my left out the gate, there was a state police barracks, and to my right, there was a local police barracks. So they go searching the road. They can't find her either. They came back mad at us because we're wasting their time. And we're like, no, she was there. So we rewind the cameras that they have covering the whole gate. They see her. As she starts walking out, she gets about 10 foot off the fence. The cameras go fuzzy. When they come back, she's gone. They know she was there because they heard her talking to me over the radio.
Right.
She's on the camera and then she disappears. So we're like, what the hell? I'm creeped out. So I'm like, you know what? I'm never working the gate again. I was a flight sergeant. The only reason I was up there was because I was studying for one of my tests I had to take for my career development. And it was a place that I could be without any distraction. I could sit there and study most of the night. So I'm like, never working the gate again. So about 2 weeks later, we have this brand new young airman to do all your on the job training. You have to work every single post on base and get signed off on it.
Right.
So he's up there working this post. About the same time at night, same weather conditions, pouring rain. He calls in and he says, hey, I've got a female in a blue sundress walking up to my gate. I'm like, what the hell? So I tell him to lock his radio on. I start hauling ass up there. So we're about maybe half a mile away from him. We get about a quarter mile away, and he radios me back and he tells me that she's standing in the corner staring up at the planes we have on display out there. So I'm like, well, walk out there and ask her what she wants. Well, I mean, I was driving, but I wasn't driving fast. I'm just trying to get up there. He walks up and I hear him, ma'am, can I help you? And we hear 3 words come across the radio. This female says, you will die. Punched.
Oh, cool.
We're flying now. We're taking off. We're hauling ass. We get up there, and this kid is freaking paper white, and he's like, she just started walking away from the gate, and she just freaking disappeared. Like, he watched her just vanish. Kid's freaking out, and we're all just looking at each other like, what the hell? So then we tell him what happened to me 2 weeks prior. Nobody ever wanted to work that gate ever again.
Oh, man.
That's a real campfire story there.
But we can't explain it. Multiple people saw it. She was on the camera twice. We heard her voice twice. Don't know.
Oh, man. Well,
They
here's
just-
a story my dad told me. This happened during World War II, where they just landed. This is right after the battle, so they're bringing in the radio and radar tech guys in, and so they're setting up their new camp, and they're in a coconut farm. So there's these coconut trees that are evenly spaced out in this meadow. So everybody's setting up their tents and stuff. And this young lieutenant has this aluminum pipe, and he's got a hammer, and he's about to pound this pipe into the ground with a sledgehammer. and my dad grabbed that sledgehammer out of his hand, and the young lieutenant says, "What the hell are you doing, Carlson?" He goes, "Don't you know what those are? Those are Bangalore torpedoes. Those are filled with high explosives. If you would have hit that with that hammer, you would have killed us all."
Holy crap.
Yeah, Bangalore torpedoes are sections of pipe filled with high explosives to blow up barbed wire entanglements.
Oh, wow.
Oh, welcome back.
I don't know what happened. You scared my phone. It just went black. Log the whole window, the whole browser just disappeared. That's weird.
Huh. It's Halloween. Spooky.
Yeah.
Spooky. Yeah, must be. I must have a haunted patio here.
Something.
Well, Mitch, you know what a Bangalore torpedo is?
No.
Nope. I was telling
Say that
Mike the
again.
story about my dad during World War II, where they just came into this new encampment, probably after a battle, because they did island hopping all along New Guinea, all the way up to the Philippines. So they come to this new place and they're setting up their camp. And this young lieutenant has this piece of aluminum pipe, and he's about to pound it into the ground as a stake for his tent. And he's got a sledgehammer in one hand, and as he's about to hammer that, what are you doing?
I'm trying to turn the volume up. I'm covering the camera, I
Okay,
guess.
well, put some headphones on.
Uh,
So,
no, it's
can
all
you
right.
hear
I
me
got
now?
it. I got it. Yeah, I can
Okay.
hear you.
Okay, so he's about ready to hit this pipe with the sledgehammer. My dad grabs the sledgehammer out of his hand, and he goes, and the young lieutenant, and my dad's a sergeant at the time, he goes, "What the hell are you doing, Carlson?" And my dad said, "Don't you know what those are? Those are Bangalore torpedoes. Those are filled with high explosives. If you would have hit that with that sledgehammer, you would have killed not only yourself, but a whole bunch of us."
Mm.
So that was his, narrow experience with death. Young kid,
When I
my
first,
dad was in his, he was probably 24, and this kid is probably 20, 21.
when I
They
first
get
came on the
thanks
stream, you
for,
were
hey,
talking.
no, nothing like that.
Art, when I first came on the stream, I heard you were talking about putting a drone in the water. I thought maybe you put another one in the water.
Oh, no, this was an old story. This happened a couple
Oh,
years
okay.
ago with my Phantom 3 Standard. And I went to one of my favorite fishing holes, which is a creek here in Colorado. Some sections of the creek, the banks are really high, and they go up about 10, 15 feet above the water, and there's a lot of little holes in them where the swallows make a nest in there. So I wanted to get a video of that with my drone, and then I came back around and I followed the stream, and there's a couple beaver dams, and so I'm just like, paying attention, trying to get that. Then I hit a tree branch, and the thing just fell out of the sky. Well, it turns out it didn't land in the water. It landed somewhere on land, but in a wooded or bushy area where it just disappeared. I had friends go out there looking around, and I showed them exactly where it crashed on the DJI You know, after watching that gal
Oh,
getting that
climbing that
drone
that
off that
island.
island, I bet we were probably way far away from that drone.
So did you ever find it?
No, never found it.
Oh, another one, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was some adventure she had on that rock island.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that.
I
Climbing
don't know
up
if I
that.
well, I know that I wouldn't be risking my life to go try to find a drone on something
Yeah.
like that. But made for a hell of a video.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it sure did.
yeah, it did.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
the real money shot in that whole deal, the money shot in that whole video would have been her leaping off the thing into the water.
Yeah, that
Had
would
her
have been.
friend been there in the kayak where he should have been a camera, and they missed it.
Hmm. Yep.
That would have been something. That shot right
yeah.
there.
Hmm.
Guys just
Oh
said
yeah,
we
and
have a
don't forget.
full moon tonight, Halloween, and time changes.
Yep.
Time
Time
change. That's right.
changes. Full
That's right.
moon. Hmm.
Tomorrow morning we gain an hour tonight. Set clocks
Yep.
back. So now instead of 8 o'clock here on the East Coast, it'd be 7 o'clock.
Yep.
And you know what? I normally, and I haven't done it yet tonight, but this time of night on Saturday before the time change, I usually run around and most of the clocks these days are all set automatically. They're all connected
Yeah.
somehow. But the
Hmm.
few clocks that aren't, I'll go ahead and change them all back early. And that kind of almost makes me psychologically go to bed an hour later
Yeah. Yep.
and takes the sting out of that first morning where
Hmm.
yeah, it got dark here about 6:30 today here. It was dark.
Yep.
So that means 5:30 tomorrow. 5:30 tomorrow it'll be dark.
Wow.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah, it's nuts. But on the other hand, for flying in the early morning like I like to do, it's actually better. Because that means
Right.
that I have an extra hour of daylight in the morning, give
Mhm.
some of that wet grass a chance to dry a little bit before I get out
There you go.
to the park there.
Four-eyed Canine says, "I'm turning my clocks back to 1984 tonight. Screw 2020."
Yep.
Yay, four-eyed canine, how you doing? Yeah,
Hey Tim, good to see you.
Yeah, I think a lot of
So
people have that whole screw 2020.
yeah. Yeah, it's been a wacky year.
Yeah, it has.
not as
Well,
wacky
we-
as it's going to get here after the election, I think.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that? Uh, Wisconsin is deploying the National Guard for the election.
Oh boy.
I don't blame. I don't blame them.
Yep.
All the credit, well, we'll see. We'll see. I hope
Yep.
they just all. I hope if they lose, they just all cry a lot and don't
Yeah.
set fire to everything. You know.
Hey, they've already started saying if Trump wins, they're going to start leaving the country. I was like, you didn't leave last time, so why say it
No, they
again?
never leave.
Yeah.
They always say that. They always say
Yeah.
they're going to leave. They never leave. They ought to
Yeah.
leave. They ought to. You know what we ought to do? We ought to just the government ought to, as part of this new next stimulus package, set aside $500 million for one-way first-class airline tickets to Venezuela for all those people
Yeah.
that really want.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Here's
Give
your
them
hat.
a-
Don't let the
Oh, and they
hit you in
get
the
free
ass on the way
book
out.
on Spanish phrases.
Yeah. There you go. Yep.
We all know that won't happen.
Well, Bruce Springsteen is talking
Mostly the
about
movies.
going to
It's mostly the
Australia.
movie stars, that are the movie stars all threaten to leave. They're the ones that can afford to leave, and they never leave.
Yeah. They
And
know
Tom
if they go
Hanks-
over there, they won't have the freedoms they have here.
See, I don't understand a guy like Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
I just simply don't
Yeah.
understand a guy like that. Brilliant,
You know,
brilliant guy, smart guy, filmmaker, um, real advocate of the space program. I mean,
Yep.
was heavily involved in the Apollo 13 movie. Uh,
Yep.
always the space program in the last 4 years has had a kick in the ass like it hasn't had in a long time. You'd think he'd be happy about that.
Yep.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Trump's actually trying to refund NASA.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he has, and the new Space Force thing. You'd think that these guys, but their hatred for him because he tweets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So what? So what? He tweets. You know,
Yeah.
that's his. Is that it? Is that what they hate about the guy? They
Well, they
jealous
don't
he's got
like
a
his
prettier wife than they do?
hair.
What is it? I try
He's
to understand
orange.
that these. Who cares? Who cares? He's not selling our
Yeah.
country out to foreign countries.
Yep.
He's not
Mm-hmm.
smoking crack with 14-year-old girls. You know, that stuff's okay, but don't you dare tweet. You know, God forbid.
Yep.
I don't. I just.
Mm-hmm.
I try to understand it. I try to put myself in their mindset. I mean, I dislike Barack Obama for a lot of reasons,
Yeah.
but I never had blind hatred, out and
Yeah.
out fanatical
Mm-hmm.
hatred for the guy. I disagreed with his policies, you know,
Yep.
and his motives.
Same here.
That's
Mhm.
supposed to be the way America is,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
but not anymore. Thank you, media, for thank you, school teachers,
Mm-hmm.
for
Well, that's because we're logical. We think about it. They're more emotionally based. You
no,
know,
there's no doubt about
it's
that.
like you gotta have a big heart. Oh, you're such a meanie. Oh, oh boy.
I don't get it. I really don't.
Yep. Neither do I. And it just seems like, it's gotten worse since Bill Clinton. When they left and the Bush administration came in, they vandalized the
Yeah,
offices there.
they put W's. They stole the W keys from
Yeah,
all the
they pulled
keyboards
the
in the White
yeah,
House, which I thought was kind of funny, actually. But those
yeah.
people had no respect for it. None of those people in the Clinton administration had any respect for our institutions in this country.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So they were a bunch of hippies. You know, they didn't give
Yep.
a shit. They were having
Yep.
a one big old party.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, think of Benghazi, Fast and Furious, all them.
Yep. Oh, and how about Fast and Furious and Alien Gonzalez and Waco and
Oh yeah, but you don't want to talk about politics tonight, do you, Art?
no, let's do Halloween stuff.
Uh,
Yes. Oh, hey, here's a neat topic. Favorite candy, worst candy. Mike, you
I
go
know
first.
everybody's gonna hate me for it, but I like candy corn and the little pumpkins.
what?
Yeah, I'm kind of mixed on them. Sometimes
The little candy corn.
I'll eat them, but I'm more of a chocolate guy.
Yeah, we
I'm not
know that,
into
Art.
these, like Twizzlers and licorice. Uh,
I like
Candy
licorice.
apples. I just cannot get into candy apples.
No,
I
I never
can't
liked
either.
them. I like
Those
licorice.
were a thing back when I was a kid.
Now I'll tell you something about licorice that I read the other day. That I never knew. So apparently, a guy died from eating too much black licorice.
I read about that, but I didn't hear what it was about.
Wow.
Apparently, there's a ingredient in the black licorice that raises your blood pressure.
Oh,
And he ate like about a pound a day for like a week, and he had a massive heart attack and died. Yeah, I know. I can't see eating a pound of daggone black licorice a day. But he ate so much black licorice it gave him
And Jim's droning says sugar-coated jujubes. Oh,
someone said
Heath
those little
bars.
peanut butter things in the black and orange wrappers.
Sugar coated jujube.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh, I like M&Ms. I like M&Ms.
None of it's any good for you, you know.
Yeah. And Three Musketeers, Snickers. Back in the day when I was a kid, the small candy bars, they were, it's kind of like a half of a candy bar, you know.
Now
Uh,
it's like a quarter.
Now they're like this
Oh
big.
yeah.
They're tiny little things.
You remember dots? Remember dots on the paper
Yep.
strips?
Oh God, yeah. Yep.
And penny candy. Remember penny candy? When I was a kid,
Yep.
150 years ago, when I was a kid, there was always little corner stores, and they had soda fountains and they had a display case full of penny candy, and our parents would give us a nickel,
Mm-hmm.
and we'd go into the store to buy a nickel's worth of penny candy, and we'd get 5 different kinds of penny candy, and always got the dots. And remembering back at the dots, I wonder exactly how much paper we actually ate back in those days. Because when you peeled
Oh God, yeah.
when you peeled the dots off the paper, so much of the paper always came with it.
Exactly. Exactly. There was a place that we visited when I was younger, probably a teenager. It was up in New Jersey. It was called Wheaton Village, where they blow all the Wheaton glass, the Wheaton Glass Company.
Yeah.
We would visit the place where they blew all the glass and did all the glass ornaments and stuff. And they had an old time general store in there with one of the player pianos,
Right.
and they would have all the different penny candies in there. And then they would have I don't know if you guys remember them. It was a wooden stick with a little ball on the bottom that had the rock candy on the crystal candy on the rest of the stick.
Yep.
We would sit there and get a bunch of those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, here in Colorado, if you go up in the mountains, there was always one store in one of those little towns that had the penny candy, like what you talked about with the rock candy and yep.
Hey, someone said sugar babies. Well, remember Mary
Yep.
Jane's too?
Yep.
Some of that stuff will pull the fillings right out of your teeth if you're not careful.
Yeah, well, Mary Jane's will.
Oh, and remember candy cigarettes?
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah. Candy
God,
cigars.
how politically incorrect would that be today?
Yeah.
Then
Boy, man, that's if you could even buy them anymore.
Mhm.
That's what
Yeah.
we should all be giving them out for Halloween.
well, they still make them. They just call them candy sticks now.
They used to paint, remember the tips of them, they used to paint them red so it looked like they were burning on one end.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
they came in actual cigarette little boxes and
Yeah.
Lucky Strike on them. And all.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the worst candy, remember the wax pipes?
Oh, I remember they used to have the wax filled with with liquid. Remember whatever.
Yeah.
that was.
Yeah, it was
Exactly,
like
the little wax-
soda. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
little wax flutes with the soda and stuff inside of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that just tasted horrible until you got inside.
Mm-hmm. How about Pop Rocks?
I
Heck
remember
yeah.
those were horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible. All that sour stuff too, man. They came out with a whole slew of these different things that were sour.
Yep.
They were
Yeah.
so sour. They were so sour you could hardly eat them. Tasted so bad.
Yep. And Jawbreakers?
Oh God, yeah. Those were great, man. You'd suck on one of those for an hour.
Yep.
These real big
Yeah.
ones out of the machine. You know, the bubble. They had the vending
Yep.
machines.
Mm-hmm.
Now that would be too unsanitary now to actually sell anything that didn't come individually wrapped. You know.
Yeah, right.
Now, okay, I haven't seen these in a long time. Do you remember the little fruit shaped? It was like pure sugar. It was like little fruit shaped, and they were in the little machines. You drop a quarter in it, spin it, and you got a handful of them.
Oh yeah, they had banana flavor, and then
Yeah,
they had yeah,
apple and orange, and
yeah, yeah. They still have those. There's a pub that I go to that has live music, and one of the gals that I see all the time, she takes all the banana flavored ones. Uh, oh, and runts, yeah.
runts. Mike and Ike's.
Mike and Ites, yeah.
Trying to think of some of the like you can find some of the older candies in the dollar store in the little boxes still.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Chris Hope?
Hey,
Hey.
Chris.
Hi, Chris. How you doing?
Hey,
Good
Chris,
to
if
see
you
you.
want, pop on in. Yeah,
Yeah. Somebody else pop on in and help us out here.
yeah. I'm trying to get Sean to pop in, but I think he's busy with the kids with Halloween.
Yeah, that's what he had said.
Tattooing the children tonight, is he?
Yeah,
Free
yeah. And I
Hey, little
think,
kid, want a tattoo?
little mini tattoos for Halloween.
There you go. Tattoo little pictures of candy on them.
Little pictures of candy or little ghosts.
Yeah.
well, another, hot tamales. Oh, yeah.
Red Hots, the little
Red
cinnamon
Hots,
candies.
yeah.
Yeah, there was
And-
always candies that would to try to burn you and turn your entire mouth and tongue red for a week.
Yeah.
And you cannot forget the little strawberries.
I forgot the little strawberries.
Right.
I haven't seen
Oh.
them in a minute. Like every grandmother had those.
Remember the little hearts, the tiny little hearts with the little messages on them?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was more
Yeah.
of a Valentine's
Yeah.
thing. Yep. Oh, Chris says I look like a. I rear-ended a zebra.
I still think you look more like a raccoon.
I think I look like one of those Indians ready for battle.
Hey, you look like Tonto from the Lone Ranger. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there you go.
Oh, you know what's a great prank to pull on kids is, you know how you make candy apples? Well, instead of apples, use onions.
Oh,
You know, I saw a YouTube video that did that.
oh, that's cruel.
Hello, Michael Bainey. Welcome to the show.
Oh, Michael.
What's up, Michael?
Oh, God, candy coated onions.
Mhm.
Yeah, they do it just like they do the candy apples.
That'd be
Mhm.
horrible.
Put that caramel glaze on it, and then
Yeah,
the
that-
nuts and stuff, and then the kid bites into it, and they're like, "What the hell?"
Oh,
Yeah,
That's
you
also
peel
like
off the outer layers and then put that in there and the caramel on a stick.
have you seen the ones art where they decorate it to look like a cake and it's a balloon, and they tell them to stab the cake?
Oh,
you know, people have been mean to kids ever since I was a kid. This is nothing new.
Right?
No, seriously, people have always been pulling pranks, like dangerous pranks, like putting razor blades in apples and things like that. In fact, when
Or needles.
when I was a kid, when we came home with our bags full of candy, our mother, we put a sheet out on the living room floor, and we had to dump everything out, and she had to go over everything with a fine tooth comb, make sure there was nothing dangerous
Mm-hmm.
in there.
Well, that's like some of the hospitals used to volunteer to X-ray the candy.
Yeah, people are miserable, aren't they? Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lon Denard said there would be murders if you did that to me with the apples, the onions.
Oh, another one is popcorn balls. Remember those?
I haven't seen those in the caramel popcorn. I haven't seen those in years.
Mm-hmm. Man.
Stacy and I went to Walmart earlier, and they had Reese cups that were literally this big around and about that tall.
Oh man.
Wow.
It was like a 1 pound Reese cup.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they had a 1 pound Snickers and a 1 pound Kit Kat.
Oh boy.
What
Yeah.
was for, what was
Oh, I
for
want to
dessert?
get one of those recent peanut butter cups with the dark chocolate. I want to try that.
Oh,
Have
God.
you seen the ones with the cookie dough inside of them?
No,
guys-
I haven't.
You guys are killing me here.
Mitch is going to be going to raiding the freezer for something.
What was that movie? What was that movie with Dom DeLuise about the fat guy? What was the name of that movie?
Fatso?
Fatso. Remember that movie?
Okay.
And he had a whole bunch of fat friends in that movie,
Mm-hmm.
and they tried to form a club so that they could help each other not eat.
Mm-hmm.
And all they would do is sit around and talk about food.
Yeah.
and they had a riot in his kitchen. Remember they had the refrigerator and all the closets all chained with locks, and they're sitting around talking about food and in a way that your juices started flowing, and they tore the doors off the refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great movie.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They don't make movies like that anymore.
No.
Ray Kelly said they used to give out the Oreo cookie packs. Heck, I'd be down for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
They last Easter they had carrot cake Oreos with the vanilla cookies instead of the chocolate ones.
Oh,
Man, I could have killed the whole daggone container of those.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that stuff is as addictive as cocaine.
Yeah, that is.
It is. It's as addictive as cocaine.
Oh, I like the double stuffed Oreos.
Well, they had some that were even more than that, Art. Have you seen them? They
Oh,
were
yeah,
called the
I've
Mega
seen
Stuff.
some of them.
They were like-
Yeah, I didn't really care for those.
They're
I
like
like double
ice cream
stuffed.
sandwiches, huh?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Jim's droning said the Rice Krispie
Rice
treats.
Krispie pack. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We used to-
Marshmallow Rice Krispie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my mother used to make those. That was a big deal to make those at home.
Yep.
And for Halloween, my mom used to make that Chex Trail mix with the chocolate.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Yep. Or how about pretzels with chocolate? Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Something
Guys, you're
about
killing
that
me,
salt
guys.
and
You're
chocolate.
killing me. I'm
Just,
sucking on this cigar. It's just not the same. No calories.
I'm
We gotta start talking politics again, or I'm gonna. I lose,
Hey, I'm
I
doing
lose-
good.
I
I'm
lose
actually-
my appetite. When I talk about politics, I end up losing my appetite. See?
I'm actually doing really good. I'm down to 200 pounds on my diet.
Wow. Good
oh,
for you.
good, good.
Got
Well,
about
speaking
30
of
more to go.
politics, no more Eskimo pies.
They got rid of them?
No, they just renamed them because somebody raised a stink about the name Eskimo
Yeah, what's
pie.
politically, you're a racist if you
Ah.
like Eskimo pies. Yeah.
Eskimo
Now,
pie.
Somebody
Aunt
was
Jemima, Uncle Ben's.
somebody was joking around. You know how they took the Indian off the Land O'Lakes butter?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, they said they took the Indian and they kept the land. Sounds like the original story.
Hey, how about they took Aunt Jemima off the pancake syrup and
Yep. Hmm.
it's nuts. It's absolutely
Yeah.
crazy. It's insane.
Uncle Ben.
It's insanity.
Yeah, it is. No more Uncle Ben's.
Yeah, absolute insanity.
Mm-hmm. Aunt Jemima, Mrs. Butterworth.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, and the gal that was the model for Aunt Jemima made a crap load of money off of that, and she became an entrepreneur, and that's what propelled her
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
stardom. And it's like, uh, yep,
It's amazing how history gets twisted.
mm-hmm,
It's like our founding father said, if you forget history, you're just doomed to repeat it.
mm-hmm, yep,
That's like I saw a video the other day. They were asking kids about the Holocaust. Half these kids didn't even know what it was.
Well, that was 70. Think about it. That was 70 years, over 70, 75 years ago.
yep,
Yeah,
When you
mm-hmm,
were a kid, how much did you know about World War One history
true,
or pre
yep,
World War One history?
yep,
true.
That stuff tends to fall. It tends to fall unless there's something to keep it alive, like
But
statues and memorials and teachers that actually teach history, all of
mm-hmm,
which are politically incorrect anymore.
mm-hmm,
yeah,
We're doomed. We're doomed to not remember the lessons that we learned, unfortunately.
mm-hmm,
that's like somebody said the other day. The kids that graduated high school, I think this year, weren't alive when 9/11 happened.
No, you don't realize it. To me, 1990 seems like yesterday,
Yeah,
yeah,
and everything
mm,
that's happened since 1990 is still pretty fresh in my mind.
mm-hmm,
yep.
Uh,
That's like I bet you ask anybody my age up to y'all's age where they were on 9/11, they can tell you exactly where they were.
yep,
oh, I not only exactly.
But it's like my dad, he was able to tell me exactly where he was when JFK was assassinated.
I can tell you exactly where I was. I was in Jerry Copperman's living room when JFK was shot. A friend of mine lived 2 blocks down the street. I was in his living room when that happened. I'll never forget that. I was 15 years old, 16 years old
wow,
in 1963, and I'll never forget where I was. I remember exactly where I was when the Columbia exploded.
yep,
I
same
Yeah.
here,
remember on
mm-hmm,
9/11, I was taking my trailer over to the trailer shop to get new brakes put on the wheels. And when I got to the trailer shop, I heard it on the radio. When I got to the trailer shop, it was on. They had a tiny little TV in there,
mm-hmm,
and I watched the coverage while they were changing the brakes on my trailer, putting new brakes on my 16-foot trailer that I had that I towed my model airplanes around in. I was watching the 9/11 thing.
9/11, I was a senior in high school. It was my first year living in New Jersey, and we were in first period English class.
God, you're just a youngster.
Yeah,
I was at work when that happened. Uh, Somebody said, plane crash in the World Trade Center. Turn on your radio. And this is back when you could you had your little portable radio, or you had a CD player. Uh, MP3 players were pretty new and expensive then. So I turned on my radio and I'm listening, and I said another plane has crashed into the other tower. And then I said the towers have collapsed, and the gal working at the station across from me started crying. And that whole department was just silent.
Well, then you had the Pentagon, and you had the one that went down in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
yeah. We had just walked into the auditorium. The newscaster was talking. I sat down and I heard that famous line where he says, "Oh my God," and you hear the plane start coming. And I turned and I looked back up on the screen and it was live and watched the second plane hit.
Yeah.
Yep. And when the Columbia exploded, I was on my way to school. This was when I was taking college courses downtown here in
What year was the
Denver.
Columbia?
86.
86. Was that what year was the Challenger?
Oh, the Challenger was 86. Columbia
86.
was
Yeah, the Columbia
later.
was later.
Yeah,
Columbia was 2000.
that's
I was going to say because I remember
yeah,
Columbia
yeah, that's
Challenger. I
right.
was I
Yeah,
was really
Challenger.
young
If
when
I said
Challenger
Columbia, I
happened.
meant Challenger.
yeah.
I was a home builder at the time, Art,
Hmm.
and I was in my architect's office.
Robert
Work.
just said that was 2003 when Columbia exploded.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I was a home builder, and I was in my architect's office that morning, working on a set of plans for a new house I was going to build, and that's when I heard about the space shuttle.
Right. Yeah, and then when I arrived to class, a few students showed up, and then the professor showed up and said, you could go home. No class today. So we just kind of, hung around a few minutes, grabbed our stuff, and went back home. So we didn't have class that day.
You know, I remember the Cuban Missile Crisis too,
Yeah,
and I was 15 or 16 years old at the time,
yeah,
and the significance of what was going on didn't register at the time.
right.
And I think about that sometimes. I think that 15 and 16-year-olds just aren't mentally ripe enough yet
Mm-hmm.
to consider consequences to that extreme.
Right.
And they want to give 16-year-olds the vote in
Yeah.
some states. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
I
blows
don't
my
think
mind.
I don't think 18-year-olds uh, are capable of understanding the consequences of a vote. I don't think
And
to
then we
some
got Mike
degree
Kelly,
to
if we could see his picture. Hey, Mike, you're on, but we don't see you.
copper state. Hey, Mike,
What's up, Mike?
you know the scientists all say, the doctors all say that the human brain doesn't get mature enough until it's 25 years
Yep,
old it takes
that's about right.
for
Well,
all the connections in the human brain to come together enough for real critical thinking, not just reaction, not just
right.
regurgitating things that you've been taught, but actual real outcome based critical thinking. And I think if they limited the voting age to 25,
Yeah,
it'd probably be a great thing for this country, because I don't think
yep,
these young people are not in a position. I wasn't, and I think back to that experience of the Cuban Missile Crisis to try to relate to how a 16-year-old might process and react to something as serious as a
mm-hmm,
potential nuclear war that might end humanity.
yeah,
And I never at the time even went there in my head.
mm-hmm,
It was more like a game kind of a scenario. Who's going to win? But the consequences of losing and ramifications of that never sunk in.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I watch this history channel called Time Ghost, and they did shows like the Great War, which was World War One, and now they've got World War Two. They did a special called the Cuban Missile Crisis, and it was 13 days of the crisis. They started at day one, and then
Oh
each
yeah, it
day was
went on for almost 2 weeks,
yep,
and yet
and
I didn't lose a minute's sleep.
yeah.
To
I
me, it was
were
just
I watched that and I learned a lot about that. What happened? I'm like, well, I didn't know that. Wow.
yeah. We came about as close as we've ever come.
Yep. And Mike's back, but no picture. Mike, turn on your camera next time. Oh, there we go. Now I think we got a picture. There we
Oh,
go.
It's on.
Hello, Mike.
There he is.
It was on. There we go.
Hi, Mike.
Welcome to the
Hey,
show, Mike.
thank you. How's
Oh,
everybody?
by the way, Mike, I like your hat.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, the Air Force Academy is about 45 minutes south of me,
Been there many
Colorado
times.
Springs. Yep.
Actually got to go there for a football game one time.
Oh,
You
cool.
know, Art, that is one of my bucket list things to go to a game of the Air Force Academy. So if I do, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna please swing by and say hi.
And they have
We
a
actually went for,
B-52. Yeah,
go ahead,
Mike?
Art.
Well, I was going to talk about they have a B-52 on display there that was, I think, the only one or one of a few that actually shot down a MiG fighter with its tail gun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Mike. Take it away.
Yep. Oh, that's all right. No, I was going to say I don't have the chat on here. I'm not getting the chat, so I'm don't have a way to respond to anybody that's in the chat right now.
Right.
Well, Bob Casey said hello to you.
Well,
Robert
thank you,
Glazier
Bob.
said Robert Glazier was 14 during Vietnam.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was.
I'm about that speed too.
I was in the service during the Vietnam years. I was in from 1966 to 1970. I was in the Army,
Hmm.
and although
Well,
I
you
never
got
went to,
lucky. You
Ah,
got sent to
Army.
Turkey instead of the Vietnam.
I went
That
to
was the game we got to go see.
I went to Turkey for 11 months, and
Oh
then
boy.
over to Germany. And I spent I was in the Army for 4 years. I spent a couple of in Europe. Had the time of my life, but I did lose a couple of close
Where'd you
friends.
go in Germany at?
I started out in Kassel, which is about 90 miles north of Frankfurt,
Oh,
and in Hesse.
Okay.
love their hot dogs.
And was stationed up there for about 8 months. Then I got transferred down to Augsburg in Bavaria, 30 miles east of Munich, man.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oktoberfest time. And that was what a gorgeous place to be stationed down there in Bavaria. I had a car over there and I used to drive all over Europe with that little car. And down to
Oh,
Salzburg,
Sam
Austria.
Adams. All right.
Yeah,
Oktoberfest.
went over to the Neuschwanstein Castle, which is the castle down there in Bavaria that the Disney castle was modeled after.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's
That's
beautiful.
very cool. You know, you only
Beautiful.
get to see about a quarter of the rooms in there, though.
Yeah. Well, I never actually got to go into the Neuschwanstein Castle. We drove
Oh,
around
really?
around that area, but we never really went by and went into it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
But I went into all kinds of amazing buildings and a few castles down there in Europe, and got to see some of those
oh yeah,
amazing interiors like you see in the pictures, and churches. God,
yeah,
the cathedrals.
Mm-hmm.
There's a cathedral
yeah.
in a city called Ulm, ULM, Neu-Ulm,
Yep.
which is the Munster Cathedral, and
Mm-hmm.
you can walk up the stone spiral stairs all the way up to
Right.
the top of this spire, which is like 400 feet, 500 feet up.
Wow.
That was an incredible thing to do. I somewhere I still have snapshots from the inside
Wow.
of that cathedral. Yeah.
We went
Cool.
to the cathedral in Cologne, and we climbed to the top of the towers there, and you go all the way up, and it takes you about 45 minutes to climb to the top. Then when you turn and come back down, as you come out of the last step, there's a sign on the wall that says, "You just climbed 555 stairs one way."
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy, but the architecture
Yeah.
is so incredible. And then in the 80s, sometime during the 80s, I took my wife for 2 weeks and we went back to the same area of Europe that I was
Mhm.
stationed in. And
Right.
what a vacation that was. We flew into Munich
Mm-hmm.
and stayed 3 days in Munich, and then rented a car. And I rented one of these hot rod BMWs that would go 160, 180, 150 miles an hour, 200 plus K on the Autobahn, And
Yeah. Yep.
we drove from Munich down to Salzburg, Austria, and stayed in a converted castle that they turned into a
Yeah.
hotel in Salzburg for about 3 or 4 days. Then we took off out of Salzburg and drove back through the area in Augsburg where I was stationed. I didn't recognize any of the streets or anything, but we went over to Ulm
Yeah.
and climbed that Munster Cathedral again. And then we went over to Baden-Baden in the Black
Yeah.
Forest
Yeah.
Mhm.
and stayed there for 3 or 4 days. And Baden-Baden is where they have the casino that is owned by the Richthofen family, the von Richthofen
Oh,
family
yep.
of Red Baron fame.
Yep.
And that's the casino
Okay.
that they used when they filmed most of the original James Bond movies were filmed.
Oh, okay.
Casino was filmed there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we drove up to Heidelberg and stayed a few days in Heidelberg and then up to Frankfurt and flew home out of Frankfurt. It was an amazing vacation.
Yeah.
One of the best
My,
vacations I
my
ever
wife
had.
is actually from Germany, so we get to. I'm lucky enough to make it back like every 4 or 5 years, 3 years, whatever. And every time I go back, I go to all my old stomping grounds, the old bases, all that stuff. And all of them are closed now. And one of them is that, oh, we lost Art. Oh, there he is. They actually closed one down and all the buildings are gone. And it's just completely going back to the forest. I actually have a video for that one in my lineup there. But yeah, I loved it over there. I love going over. I can't wait
Yeah.
to go back.
So, Mike, what'd you do in the Air Force?
I was a mechanic, age mechanic.
Okay.
I worked on aerospace ground equipment. That's the side. That's what that badge is right there. It's my maintenance badge right there. This was actually given to me. Go ahead.
I couldn't see the detail on it.
Rick
that's
Halber said he worked in Heidelberg. Rick Halber says sounds like he spent a lot of time in Germany.
I was back in your time, man. It was probably called Air Police. Now it's called Security Forces or SECPO. And I was a Raven for them.
And where'd you do your time at?
Iraq, Kuwait, Afghanistan, Uzbek.
Okay. So you saw
all over
some of that heavy duty action over there.
Yeah, I was in early 2000s.
Yeah. I was in during the original Gulf War, and luckily I never had to go to Saudi, but we spent 2 weeks loading bombs for F-15s on pallets, 12-hour shifts, and then we find out later that the winter weather we were having was the worst winter weather Germany had seen in 40 years.
Oh boy.
That's when I was stationed in Germany. So my wife is backing up a second, my wife is from the Bitburg area. I spent 6 years in Germany, so I love it over there.
Yeah, I like the food.
Yeah.
I love German food. To me that's health. To me that's health food. The fatter.
That's why I'm 100 pounds heavier than when I went there.
I always managed to maintain my weight there. Of course, I wasn't a big beer drinker, but a couple of the greatest drunks of my life were when I was a young kid stationed in Augsburg, going to the Oktoberfest in Munich, have 10 or 11 of those big mugs full of beer and sleep till the next morning.
1 liter mugs.
Somewhere on the ground. I still have a whole closet full. I brought a whole closet full of those glass liter mugs back with all the different beer names on them.
Yep.
I still got them.
Cool.
Still got them.
Nice.
I've got all that stuff. We were down in Stuttgart. We went out drinking one night. You're talking about the best drunks. And this guy that was with us, you know what you've heard of Hefeweizen, right? You know what a
Oh yeah,
Hefeweizen is and the type of glass that it comes in. A good
yeah.
Hefeweizen, they say, when they get done pouring it, the head that's on top of the beer, if you put your initial in it, by the time you get done drinking it, that initial should still be in that foam as it goes down in the
It's like
head, right?
styrofoam, like
Yeah,
styrofoam.
it's good stuff though. The next morning, the guy that was there drinking with us, he got so drunk, we got ready to take off. We went to the truck, and he comes running down to go get in the truck, and he goes, "Hold on!" Goes and backs and pukes behind the because he was still hung over. He comes back and he goes, "Hey, I still see my initial in the foam."
Oh man, there's a reason they sell those huge soft pretzels.
To soak
Gotta
up
have
the
something
beer.
to soak up that
Soak up the
alcohol.
beer. Oh, those I would kill. I would kill for one of those pretzels right now. One
Oh
of
my
those
gosh,
huge,
you can't
huge.
find them here. You can't
They're
find them here at
huge.
all.
You have to see them in person to realize how big they
Yeah,
were.
yeah.
Well, Art, I hate to do this to
So,
you, but I gotta roll out, man.
All right.
I gotta go get ready
Mike,
to do my
nice talking
giveaway
to
in a
you,
bit.
man.
All right, Mike. Nice meeting you and seeing you. But
See you
yeah, I
later.
gotta go
Yeah.
get ready to do my giveaway in a little bit.
Take care, buddy.
Hey, thanks for your service over
Take
there,
care,
man.
Mike.
I'm glad
Good to
Hey.
see you.
you made
Thanks
it
for-
back.
Thanks for yours too, y'all. And I
All right.
will catch
Bye-bye.
y'all on the next stream.
Bye bye.
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 Prost. Oh, Prost.
Prosit. Yeah.
Oh, you guys were talking about Stuttgart. Do you know what famous German general, his son, became the mayor of Stuttgart?
Not a clue. Art.
I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to say
Oh.
Rommel.
Yes, that's right. It
Hey!
was his son.
First famous general come to mind, huh?
Well, I had a coworker where I worked. His last name was Rommel, and Howard Rommel is a distant cousin to Erwin Rommel, and Erwin's son is his cousin, and he was mayor of Stuttgart for a while. He was okay. James says he can't come on because now that storm is up to a Cat 5.
Oh, that's right. They had that big hurricane heading their
Yep.
way. I saw that.
Where's that?
Wow.
Coming up the Gulf Coast there?
No, that's in the Philippines. They just had
In the Philippines.
typhoon go through. What about a week ago or a few days ago?
Yeah.
And that was a category 2, I think, and then this one was a Cat 4, and then now they're upgrading it to a 5. Wow, that's what
That's
they
bad
call
news.
a super typhoon out there. Yolanda was the one that created the most damage. That was back in the 90s. That's the one that went through Clark Airfield up in Los Angeles City, Mountain Pinatubo, and a lot of people got killed because it was right after Pinatubo erupted, and it took out all that vegetation. And then when that typhoon hit, it just sent all this mud down the valley and
Yeah.
killed a lot of people.
Well,
Brad Alston, welcome to the show.
they've
Good to
had
see
their
you.
share between volcanoes and hurricanes over there this year.
Yep. Well, and
Now,
then they
and
had
Greece
a
just got hit
volcano-
with a tsunami.
Oh,
That little island in Greece just got hit with a tsunami
yep,
yesterday.
that's right. Yeah, they had a 7.4 earthquake the other day. around
Right,
that.
right.
Yep.
Well, they can't blame earthquakes on global warming. They can blame everything else on global warming, but they can't blame tectonic plate movement on global
I'm
warming.
telling you.
At least that's sacred. That's that. Although they'll figure out a way pretty soon.
Oh yeah.
James says he's got 3 cargo straps tied to the Buaikubo to fence post. That's his bamboo hut that he has out in his
Okay.
yard. And let's see, they're tracking the center of the typhoon is only 5 kilometers from there. Wow.
That's
Oh
close.
wow.
Yeah.
That's close. That's like 3 miles away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good
I want
luck.
to say hello to Joe Blaylock and Cigar Nation Warriors.
Hey,
Cigar
Cigar Nation
Nation
Warrior.
Warriors wants to know
This
what
one's
you're
for you.
smoking, Mitch.
I'm trying to set myself on fire for Halloween. There you go.
Oh, you're trying to be Richard Pryor for your costume?
Yeah.
It looked more when I looked at the camera, and because of the light of the flame, it looked much more ominous than it really
Intense.
was.
That's just like us too. We look at it. We look much more ominous on here than we do in real life.
Well, it's amazing. I'm sitting out here on the patio, and the only light I have on me is one bulb in a ceiling fan up
Oh,
there,
it's,
and it's
yeah,
really
and it works.
lighting me up pretty
Okay.
good here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Yep.
is the phone I'm using
Yep. I
is
got the ceiling fan light behind me. That's it.
yeah, I can see that I can see your backlit because you're not getting much light on your face. Uh, the phone that I'm using is
Yeah.
it's an
I don't
old
have
phone
any
that
light
it's
thing
old,
right here in front of me at all.
yeah, the phone that I'm using is an old Pixel, the first Google Pixel phone that I ever got. I still use it as a phone for miscellaneous things that don't require a telephone connection. You know, it has Wi-Fi. I use it to
Right.
fly drones with. I use it for all kinds of. I use it as my little webcam when I'm doing my live stream. But these Pixel cameras that Google puts, I've always been among the best cameras in any of these
Yeah.
cell phones. And this here, it's hard to imagine. This is the front-facing phone too. This is the selfie phone,
Oh.
and low light on it is tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Cool.
camera phones seem to sometimes they're pretty amazing. I had a Galaxy a couple of years ago before before I upgraded, and the low light in that thing works so great. We went to Karchner Caverns down here in Tucson, and
Mm-hmm.
took it inside and took pictures with just the ambient light inside the caverns and inside the cave, and they turned out awesome. But all the
These
cameras
days,
anymore, you can't get to them.
these days, the cell phones on the newest breed of cell phones, these cameras are starting to come close to what you can do with a DSLR now. It's
Yep.
nuts.
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy.
Yep. You're right. So what's going on in Florida? Anything?
No, not really. Same old thing, same weather. Been a little breezy this week, but
Yeah. How
nothing
about
new.
Colorado there, Art? How's things up in Denver?
It was nice this morning, calm. So I got a really nice sunrise video, and got that posted on my page here. And then later on, I took out the Bugs 20 that I
No,
won
lost him.
off of Ray Set
Oh, there he
Drone,
is.
and uh, it doesn't like wind. Boy, it just bounced around up there and try to get that to land. It took me a while to figure out how to get it to land. It would get about a foot above the ground, and it just acted like it didn't want to land. So
What drone was that? You broke off right when you were talking about it.
Bugs 20.
Okay.
And it's really a toy drone. It's got supposedly a 4K camera on it. It's not too bad, but it's nothing compared to DJI. But
Yeah. Well, not
took
much
me a
is though,
while
you
to
know.
took me a while to figure out how to get lift off because the directions doesn't tell what you need to do to get the lift off, and so I'm like going around pressing buttons, and I finally found the right one, and it finally got the blades going, and took off, flew around, and got some video on. I'm gonna try again tomorrow. Probably do it in the morning when the wind is better, when it's calm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get daylight savings time where you are too, right, Art?
Yep, we do.
So
Arizona's
you'll have an early morning tomorrow morning. The sunrise
Yeah.
will be early.
yeah, it'll be an hour early. Yep.
Oh, is the time change this tonight?
Yep, that's right.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I'm glad you told me that. So when I wake up tomorrow, my time has changed on my alarm clock. I usually don't know because we don't have that in Arizona. We don't do the time change.
Yep.
Oh, that's smart.
Yep,
that's
that's-
very smart.
But my smart clock does. My smart clock changes. My
Oh,
radio,
does it?
it changes automatically, and I wake up and I'm like, oh crap, I'm late for whatever.
It's not that smart then. It shouldn't know where you are.
No, it's not. It's a
Because
stupid one.
your cell phone knows better, doesn't it? Than to
Yeah,
change the time.
it doesn't change. It knows it's in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun when we used to drive across the bridge, the Hoover Dam, at going to Vegas. You would go up through there, and you could watch your cell phone as you go through when there was a time difference. As you cross the halfway point on the dam, it would change.
Yeah, I always thought that was cool. And one place I really wanted to, I've never visited, but I always wanted to visit was the Four Corners place.
Oh yeah. Yep, I've been there.
Where
Yeah.
the four corners of the
Yeah.
four states all come together, and you stand there.
I've
in the
never
middle
been
and
there, but yeah, I know where it's at. Yeah.
Take one step in this direction, you're in Arizona. Take another step, whether you're in Utah,
Utah, Colorado.
Colorado. Yeah,
Yep.
it's kind of cool.
Yep.
Yep.
Hey, hi, Chris Hope. Sorry, I can't get to type for the chat. I have to see it on
Yep.
my phone. So just want to say hey to Chris Hope because he said hey.
Two phones, one to talk on, and one to have the chat on.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I save all these old cell phones. I got a whole collection of them.
Yeah.
So you got like a whole slew of phones in front of you, huh?
And they're all. I mean, some of these phones I could still use. I have two of the original Pixels, the big one and the small one, and I use them both.
Right.
The small one I use in my live streaming setup as a source of music. Okay.
Right.
Right.
So that phone gets used. These things, and now this phone that I got here, my regular daily driver phone, is now over 2 years old. So and it works perfectly, and yet I don't know why. I get it's the same thing with cars. A perfectly good car, got to get a new one. I just want a new one now. All of a sudden, now I feel like I want a new cell phone, and I don't know why, but
There you go. Mm-hmm.
crazy.
Great.
Crazy.
So, Mike, what is your favorite Halloween candy? And what's
My favorite Halloween candy, I'm going to have to say Reese's. A Reese's
Okay.
cup.
Oh, peanut butter cup. Yeah.
Yep, the peanut butter
those.
cups.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of
what
partial
ones-
to candy corn, but
Okay. All right, we won't hold that against you.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's very pedestrian. Candy corn is just very, very pedestrian.
Candy corn is like putting pineapple on pizza. You either like it or you hate it. It's one of there is no in the middle.
Right. And what's your worst candy?
Hmm.
Chocolate covered grasshoppers, man.
I'm going to have to say a candy from Germany that's called Marzipan.
Oh God! I know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Marzipan
that's
it's called, or marzipan here they
It's
sometimes call it.
Sickeningly
almond paste.
sweet. Yeah, it's so sickeningly sweet.
And gritty.
Yeah.
To me it's like eating sand. My wife loves
Yeah.
it. She loves that stuff. She gets the big candy bars with it in there, and she's like, "I'm gonna buy these because I know you're not gonna eat these." And I'm like, "Go right ahead. I'm not eating them."
You ever eat halava?
Who?
It's called halava.
No, I never even heard of that. What is that?
It's kind of a Mid-Eastern kind of a.
Okay.
I can't even describe it.
That good, huh?
Almost like fudge, but more crumbly than fudge.
Oh, okay. Kind of a
Very-
dried up fudge.
Yeah, dried
a
up
brownie?
and very sweet. It's overly sweet.
Wow.
So, what's your stuff then, Art? Your candies.
Ooh, yeah. I'm a chocoholic. Except
Are ya?
that I don't like Heath bars.
You like the dark chocolate?
Yes, I like dark
Okay.
chocolate and milk chocolate. And I'm not much into the gummy kind of candies, like gummy bears
Right.
or
You don't like
what
those
is
big worms, those
Starburst.
gummy worms, those things.
Right.
Oh yeah, gummy worms and
Ugh.
jawbreakers. I haven't had those in like forever. God.
Holy
you-
moly. I can't remember the
break-
last time I've had a jawbreaker.
Break your teeth on those things when you get older. You got to be careful.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
hmm
What about
Yeah,
white
and-
chocolate? What's your
Oh,
feelings
yeah,
of
I
white
like
chocolate?
I think it's an oxymoron.
Like jumbo shrimp, right?
Yeah, white chocolate it just doesn't work. I don't like it. I've tried it. It's they say it tastes the same, but it doesn't.
No, it doesn't
Yeah.
taste the same. I don't think it
No,
does.
Yeah, you're right. Brad wants to know what does it take to get that special. Oh, so Brad, did you get a sample of that toffee that I sent to Kelly?
Oh, that stuff is good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Enstrom's top. You
Yeah.
can order it online.
That's
have
all
it
I need to
shipped
be
to-
doing, Art. Yeah, that's what I need. Is to start stuffing my face full of sugar.
Yep. Well, I'm so lucky I happen to be friends of the family. So that's how I get those goodies.
Yeah, not a bad friend to have either.
Oh, he's a great fishing buddy, and
Yeah,
he let
yeah.
me hunt on his ranch. He's got a ranch down in southeast Colorado that's just west of the Kansas border, and the Arkansas River runs right through his property.
Oh, how nice.
Mm.
Candy
He
business
grow-
must be pretty good then.
Yep. Well, I mean, the ranching business, it's hit or miss. You'll have one really great year, and then after that, it's just a bunch of crap. And
Yeah.
when you have that really good year, that's where you make all the money to pay off all your debts from all the crappy years.
Yeah.
Get you back to even. But
Have
he
you-
grows mostly corn, milo, and alfalfa.
Have you seen that show called The Dino Hunters? All those guys that are ranchers that have dinosaur bones on their property up in Idaho and all that.
Oh, no, I haven't.
Yeah, I believe it's called Dino Hunters, and they're ranchers, cattle ranchers, so they do what they can with the cattle, but the cost with cattle is getting to the point where it's not worth it. So
Yeah.
now they've been out trying to find bones, dinosaur bones on their property, on their ranches, 100-acre ranches, and
Right.
they've got they found a couple. Well, one of them found almost an entire Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton on his
Wow.
property, and that's worth $4 or $5 million.
Yeah, that's
So
those
he's
are
been trying.
worth a lot of money. Those things. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so he's been trying to get rid of that one, to sell
Right.
it, and he keeps getting somebody that'll come and look at it, and then the sale will fall through. But they're waiting on that sale to go through so he can pay off all of his other debts that he has right now with
Wow.
ranching. So
So do they have like a category on Craigslist for that?
that I don't know. I haven't looked on there.
Where do you
I know the
where
last
do you
time I watched
advertise?
it,
Where do you advertise to sell your Tyrannosaurus Rex? I'd like to
I
know in
think
case
you
I
would.
happen to find one in my backyard.
Yeah, yeah, like down at yeah. I believe it's like all the museums and that kind of thing, and some people, the one that he had that was looking at it actually was a private seller, a private person looking to buy a whole Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton to have
Wow.
for whatever it was that he did.
For
Wow.
the guy who has everything, huh?
Yeah. What else do I need? Oh, I think I need a T-Rex
Yeah.
skeleton. Yeah. We'll
Oh,
put
there
that in the
you go.
backyard.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, Mitch, you heard about the guy who he dropped his Tyrannus QS7 or QX7, and he listed the parts on eBay. It said Tyrannus Rex.
Oh, Art. Do I wish I had my sound effects thing here?
Wah, wah.
Well, you
On,
can tell I've been watching the Ken Heron show too long.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's rubbing off. Did you see that video he posted flying in that old motel? Oh my God.
No, I gotta check that out.
Oh, was that ever disgusting? Oh,
Yeah. Abandoned hotel. Oh
yeah.
boy.
Was that the
Oh,
one with the is it the hotel or is it the hospital
no,
where he
no.
crashed it?
He found an old hotel and
Yep.
Oh, really? I have to
he
find. I have to
opens
go
the
see
door-
that
he
one.
opens the door to one of the rooms and it was so disgusting what was in there.
Have to look at that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Art, I'm going to say goodnight to you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm about ready to shut this bad boy down anyway.
9
Yeah,
o'clock.
you've been up for 2 hours now.
Yep.
You did your 2 hours, and
Good job.
my cigar is gone, so
Good
Okay.
job.
time to go in. So I will see y'all tomorrow night,
Okay.
8 o'clock.
See you
and,
tomorrow. Don't forget Art
Night,
on Art's
Mitch.
Place. I've got Jimmy Sendenberger is our guest. He's a radio talk show host here in Denver.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
Yep.
So take
All
the
right.
rest of the day off, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.
All
Good
right.
night,
Take care.
Mitch. Have a good night.
Take care. Bye.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye. So,
Take
all right, I
care,
guess
Mike.
we'll see you later. Thanks for having
Okay.
me on, and
Thank
we'll
you,
talk at
happy
you next time.
Halloween and,
Same to you,
and,
buddy.
Eat all that candy.
Oh yeah, that's what I need. I need to put on another 100 pounds.
All
All right, Art. Have a good night, buddy.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Well, folks, thank you for coming to the show, and hope you all have a great Halloween. And James, be safe out there in the Philippines. Stay indoors and batten down the hatches. So everybody have a great weekend, and we'll catch you next time. Bye bye.